Hello, everyone. This is not a typical Get Scared episode. This is a Monday morning announcement. There will be an episode later today.
Yeah.
Which is also not a typical Get Scared episode. No. We're going to rip the Band-Aid off up top here and give you the too long didn't watch or listen right away. And then we'll sort of unpack it a little more and talk about everything that's going on here. But here is the gist of it, which is Get Scared will be ending soon. Mm-hmm. Our final episode will be on December 29th. No one is being let go. We're going to be talking more about all this in detail. We just wanted to kind of get that out of the way up top. This was not a decision that we have made lightly. We love doing the pod. We love doing the pod. The pod Get Scared and Pod Watcher before that. It's nice to have this show here because it is a way for us to weekly connect with an audience who we love very much, who is tuning in on Monday mornings to make things a little lighter in the top of the week and listen to us chat about a bunch of bullshit. 40% of it was just arguing about the ring and
and then Xenomorph.
But so I want to emphasize we're keeping the tone lighthearted here because I think as we'll get into it, there is a lot of opportunity and I think sort of creative growth that's going to come out of this that we're excited about. Mm-hmm. But this is sort of an unfortunate decision, a tough decision that we've arrived at based on just a few factors.
I'll take the first factor.
Yeah.
I'm going to be focusing on Ghost Files more than I ever have since the beginning of this company. We are going to be increasing the number of Ghost Files episodes that are going to be coming next year, and I'm going to be taking much more of a hands-on approach. You saw this when I did Ghost Files alone, which I had a blast editing. However, editing that took a lot of time. I did not sleep much. For those of you who listen to this podcast, you already know that. And a part of that is because I had to balance doing Ghost Files, producing that show, which is a full-time job, and then all the other shows we do and the podcast. And so, like Shane was saying, we're just trying to figure out a way to creatively invest in some of the things in the company that we want to build up, while also trying to figure out how we free up some of that time. And unfortunately, one of those ways was to, and Get Scared.
And scheduling has been
so much fun. So much fun. We shot 4 episodes of Ghost Files. We're shooting this right now. We're shooting another 4 episodes.
We're shooting 4 episodes of Ghost Files before Christmas, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But Steven obviously is a new father, and we want him to be with baby.
Yeah, we've quite frankly, we've been down a member for a long time.
Yes. I'll say also, we're sort of at a point in our relationship with our podcast partners and the people we do business with, where we were on the verge of signing up for another year of Get Scared. And frankly, it was just a situation where we were like, this feels a little risky. Now I want to put this out there, which is that the podcast more or less pays for itself. It's really, it's not a money suck on us. It's something that we love doing. As I said, obviously scheduling has been a nightmare, but once we're all in the room and we're chit chatting, we have a great time.
But we are saying in the sense that, like, if we are going to do a podcast, we want to be able to put all of our energy into it.
Yes.
I want to give it our all and not half-ass anything. That's not how we want to do things.
We don't like phoning it in.
Without you having to try and puzzle piece it together, you can see that Ryan was very busy. Steven has been missing. It is the exact time that we had to sign in a contract, and we all were like, maybe this is done.
I also want to be clear, as we said up top, no one here is being let go. Matt obviously is our podcast Lothario, of course.
I was so excited to see the word you used.
I wasn't sure.
I don't even know what that means.
I was going to say Maestro. Lothario is more of a...
I like Maestro.
Matt is a man of many talents. You can catch him on Twitch. Maddie is talking.
I'll be over there weekly.
Yeah. But Matt also runs all our live streams here. Matt sort of really revolutionized our live tour last year. Matt does a ton for us, and we will still be doing a lot with Matt here. Matt is still a part of the company.
Yeah, he was doing 2 full-time jobs. So
Basically,
he's
yes.
going to be having 1 full-time job now, which is nice. And, you know, and speaking of all the things that Matt just listed that he's helping out on, every single one of those things is a full-time job. Like Ghost Files, making the show Ghost Files is a full-time job for anybody to produce that show, to do all the pre-production, to get all the research and scripts together, to get ready for shooting, going on location, making sure all the edits come in order and, you know, leaving notes on those while simultaneously lining up and producing other Ghost Files episodes to fill out the slate for the full year. Puppet History is a full-time job. Making this show Get Scared is a full-time job, a weekly show. Every one of these, Matt is here for hours the nights before to make sure all the equipment is properly set up because we are in a shared space. He's also making sure all the things that we talk about in each of the episodes is researched so that there is some sort of structure to the show. Because if Shane and I are just left to talk in a microphone for 2 hours without any kind of structure or direction, it's a disaster. It's all going into the idea of making the company at large and all the people that work at the company have a more sustainable, nice working life. And that's kind of at the center of everything. So, you know, this is, like Shane has said, like Matt has said, this is not a decision that we made lightly. It's just, you know, a tough one that we had to make, but we were thoughtful about it as it pertained to you guys and our relationship with you guys and the future of the company. I
think if I can express gratitude to you all and to you all at home or wherever you're listening to this, my journey here over the last 2 years has been very fun. You know, it started out, can you do the podcast? And then it ended up being like, well, could you also do this? Could you also do this? And I was so excited and thrilled to get the creative opportunity to do all of these things. And, you know, because the podcast is managed by me and everything else is managed by everyone else, I would get in these situations where we all do it. You with Puppet History, you with Ghost Files. We all go, I can do all of that and what I'm doing. Yeah. And it just gets a little nuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
So really, like when we talked about ending the podcast, it was incredibly sad. I got very teary-eyed, but also another part of me was like, well, that'll allow for a lot of creative energy to go in another direction and do more exciting things here.
And that's kind of how we all feel.
Yeah,
like I liked doing, it was the pit of the pandemic, but when we were doing Here's What You Do and Watcher Weekly back in the day, it was nice to have like a weekly thing that's more current, that you can like connect with people. And that's been great with Podwatcher and Get Scared. It's been really fun there's been so many fun little letters and voicemails we've gotten from people. And that's why I want to emphasize that we do view this goes hand in hand with Matt being like, I'm very sad about this, but also kind of excited because we kind of want to reinvest that energy into other stuff that will fill that void. So we want to be clear that Get Scared is coming to a close. And one of the big reasons was just looking at next year's contract, which is for an entire year. And we knew it would be tough in the way that we currently are. Simultaneously, we're very excited for taking that time and commitment and investing it into new creative outlets that will hopefully connect with you in the same way that this show has. Having said that, we're also exploring with the same podcast people who we work with. They understand our situation. And they said as much to us, like, well, if you want to do any podcast stuff next year, let us know. And we're looking at avenues to make it more sustainable. So maybe Get Scared is done. Maybe there will be a Shane and Matt podcast. And maybe Ryan will pop by every now and then. Maybe Steven will pop by every now and then. Maybe we'll have other guests. We don't know right now. Because this is still very fresh, and frankly, we're going to be run ragged through the end of the year. So, but we're very much looking forward to kind of a creative refresh at the top of 2026.
Yeah,
and hopefully doing stuff that feels like, okay, we're back.
I know that people have questions about like, why couldn't the show have just continued with swapping cast in and out? And we thought about it. We really tried to figure out, well, is there a way that makes this make sense? And we just felt like it changes the DNA of what this show is a little bit too much. And what with the contract having to agree to 48 new weeks, we were just like, let's just let this finish out and then figure out where that energy can go elsewhere.
I want to emphasize that we recognize that this is the maybe most vital tether to our audience. It's, we read your emails, we've listened to your voicemails. You're funny, wonderful people, and we love having this weekly connection with you. And we are taking it upon ourselves to make sure that we fill that void and kind of figure out other ways to supply that connection next year. Maybe that's making podcasts more sustainable and launching a new project. Maybe that's finding other content that finds its way to you on a weekly basis. We're not sure yet, but we want to take our creative energy that we're sort of putting toward this when we know this project is a little shaky right now, and kind of reinvest that in other avenues that hopefully make you feel like we're still hanging out with you. I know this news sucks. I know it's not fun to hear.
We're all on the other side of the grieving of this show.
Yes.
And that I think is something that we're trying to be very careful of, understanding that you're getting this news right now. We kind of came to terms with this a few weeks ago and tried to figure out a plan to make sure that, we really tried to do as much as we could to make sure that this was in fact the best way to go about this. And we do think that it is.
Also, like with the timing of it, like we were saying, being at the merge point or of deciding whether or not we should commit to another year, and, maybe making that decision and then having this realization that we already kind of knew come halfway through that. And now it's like a messy thing where we can't possibly, send off the show in the proper way that we're hoping to do so now. And like Shane said, the last episode is December 29th. We have some really fun episodes.
We're going to have a lot of fun this month. And to be clear, we haven't recorded those episodes yet. So if you're listening to this and you've got questions or you want us to clarify something, comment, let us know in the comments. Leave us a voicemail.
Yeah.
If you want to.
818-275-4585. AskWatcherPods@gmail.com. You can send us a DM on Instagram.
And we'll have time in those episodes to, address anything and answer any questions that you have. So later today, obviously, as I mentioned, there's a sort of a not your typical episode of Get Scared, because it's an episode of Get Bugged, which is something that we have talked about for a very long time. It was a giddy little idea that we were like, oh, wouldn't that be funny? We love bugs. It'd be fun to talk about bugs. We've simply had, it's not been something we've been able to do. No. But then schedules were a nightmare, and it was just me and Matt, and we were like, let's do a Get Bugged.
Let's talk about some bugs.
And I'll tell you what, it's silly and fun, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And it's the kind of thing that, like, the energy that we were able to invest in that is the kind of thing that we now will have sort of more time to do with that. Yeah. And that may lead to experimentation, like we said. Don't unsubscribe, because we may use this space, even if it's not like, maybe we don't sign a new contract. Maybe we get a funny idea for like a weird little podcast that we want to try out and record one episode or 5 episodes of one. And maybe we'll post it on here. And if people enjoy it, maybe we'll do more of them.
Yeah. There's no reason for us to make it and then not share it. So it's going to be here. If anything gets tried out.
Before we go, I think I'm speaking on behalf of all of us here. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for tuning in and listening to us for these 2 years. As I said, this is the end of Get Scared, but hopefully in 2026, the beginning of many new things that we're very excited about. We've loved doing this show. We've loved hearing from you. We've loved being a part of your week every week. And we're going to miss it, but new things on the horizon. I think we can all agree.
I think so.
Yeah. So thank you for understanding. Leave your questions below and strap in for the wackiest month of Get Scared.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. Get Bugged will be out a little later today, and you'll get 4 more episodes of Get Scared after that. And we're going to have a good time. All right, everybody. Thank you, and good night.